This is the Freeholder meeting of December 9th, 2020 at 6 p.m., our regular business via conference call. Due to public health issues arising from the coronavirus situation, the Sussex County Board of Chosen Freeholders will conduct this meeting remotely via a conference call. Callers are invited to listen and will have an opportunity to make comments by calling 973-310-7191. I'd like to call this meeting to order. Cherry, could you please call a roll call, please?
Freeholder Fantasia.
Here.
Freeholder Fasano.
Here.
Freeholder Hertzberg.
Here.
Freeholder Director Patillo.
Here.
Freeholder Yardley.
Here.
Thank you. Before we have a moment of silence, I would like to say a few words in memory of Patrolman Jason Franco. Patrolman Franco was sworn into the Hamburg Police Department on April 16, 2018. He also served as a volunteer firefighter in Montague. The passing of Patrolman Jason Franco is a terrible tragedy for his family and for our entire county. Tonight, our thoughts and our prayers are with his family. So would you please join me and stand with us for a moment of silence as we remember Patrolman Jason Franco. Now please join with us in the Pledge of Allegiance. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States
of America
and to the
and to the
republic
republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Thank you very much. Pursuant to the Open Public Meetings Act, Chapter 231, PL 1975, adequate notice as defined by Section 3D of Chapter 231, PL 1975, has been made by regular mail and email. Such notice being submitted on September 25, 2020 from the Administrative Center of the County of Sussex, located at 1 Spring Street, Newton, New Jersey, to the following: New Jersey, Sunday Herald, Star Ledger, WSUS Radio, and WNNJ Radio, and is also posted on the bulletin board maintained in the Administrative Center for Public Announcements and has been submitted to the Sussex County Clerk in compliance with said act. Could I please have a motion to approve tonight's agenda?
Fantasia, so moved.
A second, please.
Second, Hertzberg.
All in favor, please signify by saying aye.
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 Okay. Number 6, we do not have any proclamations or certificates and presentations. We do not have any public hearings this evening, so I'm going to open at number 8, which is the public session from the floor. The public session is for questions or comments pertaining to agenda items only. Before we open this session, we ask callers wanting to make a comment to first state your name and municipality. The clerk will create a roster and call each in the order received. Comments are limited to 3 minutes or less. Can I please have a motion to open the floor to the public?
Fantasia, so moved.
A second, please.
Herb Yardley.
Fantasia.
All in favor, please signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Aye. Aye.
Okay, the public session is open. I'm going to ask if there's anyone who has called in this evening that would like to talk on an item on this agenda. Would you please just say your name and your municipality? Okay, there's no one that wants to speak? You're not hearing anyone? Can you please give me a motion to close the floor to the public? And a second.
Yardley, second.
Okay, Yardley, thank you. All in favor, please signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Aye. Aye.
Take a second to ask everyone to please put their phones on mute unless you're speaking, because the background noise can become very disturbing during the meeting. I appreciate that. Thank you very much. So number 9, we're on freeholder comments, and I'll begin with freeholder Anthony Pisano.
Thank you, Director Patillo, and I'll keep my comments short tonight, but I first want to echo the statements made at the beginning of the meeting and offer my prayers and deepest sympathy to the family of Patrolman Jason Franco. That is just an incredibly sad situation, and my heart goes out to his family and to his friends during this difficult time. We have spent a lot of time throughout the year at these meetings providing updates as to where the county is and what the county is doing to tackle COVID-19 and all of its corresponding challenges. And we've made a ton of progress since March, and just recently we announced an important collaboration with LabCorp, providing free at-home testing to all county residents 18 and over, which is a really important tool for us in this fight. The county is also engaged in discussions regarding more testing options, specifically focused on key areas of our population. The governor recently announced that he hopes New Jersey sees the first of the COVID-19 vaccine this month, and we anticipate the first of those doses going to hospitals and long-term care facilities. Sussex County is working with the New Jersey Department of Health in developing a COVID-19 vaccination program. And just a few weeks ago, Sussex County received approval of its CDC COVID-19 vaccination program provider agreement, which identifies that Sussex County's program will be set up as a public health clinic, very similar to our county flu clinic, for example, and be a temporary nature known as a point of dispensing site. Our objectives with this plan is to provide fair access to all who live, work, or are educated in Sussex County, and, assuming effectiveness and availability, achieving community protection and sustainable trust. But this is a collaborative effort between many levels of federal, state, and local government, and we're just beginning to put this plan together and to begin to prepare for what's coming in the future. But it's also a big, big step toward defeating this virus and getting back to normal. So we're in the process of preparing for that, and I just wanted to give an update on that with more information to be posted on the county's website as it becomes available. So I'm looking forward to that information and to us having more to share regarding our vaccination program in the future. So thank you, Director Patillo, and that concludes my report this evening.
Thank you very much. Next is Freeholder Josh Hertzberg, please.
Thank you, Sylvia. I also want to echo your guys' comments and sentiment about Officer Jason Franco. When I first heard what had happened yesterday evening, I couldn't help but feel that sense of just a terrible feeling for what his family must be going through right now, and I just want to extend my thoughts and prayers to them and his colleagues. I know he'll be greatly missed. I've heard nothing but good things about him. I want to say a few comments, being that this is my second to last meeting as a Sussex County freeholder. It has been an unbelievable honor to serve the people of this county. This place we all call home is special. And it didn't get that way without hard work, and it certainly won't stay that way without deliberate action and people willing to do the work to keep it special. I remain in awe of the honor bestowed on me by the people of this county to be one of those chosen to do just that. I haven't taken that responsibility lightly, and I've worked hard to always keep that in the forefront of my mind. I'm very proud of the work that our team has done together during my tenure on this board. Everything that we do, everything that we accomplish, and everything that gets done, we do together. And it's always for the people of this county, our friends, our neighbors. I worked with our administrator, Greg Poff, to resolve a much overdue and somewhat tenuous contract with the CWA. We worked together to save the taxpayers money, and we took a much needed step forward in compensating our hardworking employees what they deserve. When you approach these contracts as partners in the county, you can accomplish both. A big thank you to Greg, to Elka, and to Christina Marks for their hard work. And it wouldn't have gotten done without everybody working together. So thank you guys. Thanks to all the freeholders. This is, I think it was a big accomplishment. Transportation. I have spent the last 2 years working with Tom Dravick from the county on the NJTPA, New Jersey Transportation Planning Authority, and there's been some really great things done as of recent. A very large $500,000 grant for desperately needed public transportation. We talk about it all the time, the lack of public transportation in the county, the programs that we've lost over the years. This is a huge step forward, and will be a big deal for us to be able to provide some much needed transportation in our county. Some big leaps forward in getting the train service that everyone's heard for years and years and years talked about. There's been some really good accomplishments done in moving that forward. A number of federal and state funded transportation projects that have all had a tremendous impact on property taxes. These projects that have been funded from outside the county have a direct impact because the townships don't have to pay for it out of their budgets and therefore charge the people in their towns. So those are tremendous accomplishments. We'll be working on a press release to give everybody more details. I know I'm kind of speaking vaguely, but we will be getting some more specific information out to everyone. One of the things I'm most proud of is helping to author the county's debt reduction policy. I'm thankful that my colleagues had the faith in me to give me this extremely important project. And I'm very appreciative of the hard work the administrator, Greg Poff, our treasurer, Elke Yetter, and our auditors put in on this project. This policy was written to urge the Freeholder Board to keep a vigilant and steadfast conservative fiduciary mindset. It directs the Board to continually add an additional $500,000 per year in cash funding to our capital budget in lieu of borrowing the entire thing, which is what had been done in the past. The borrowing and bad financial policies of the past dug the county into a large hole, and our board made a promise to start climbing its way out of that hole. That means sticking to the plan, in good times and in bad. It means making the hard decisions. It might take 10 years, but by sticking to the plan we've laid out, we can get the county to a near debt-free in that time. That's when all the hard work pays off, and that's when you can give the residents of this county the relief they deserve. I wish there was a magic wand that we could start that relief right now, but it doesn't work that way. Just like the federal government can't really make all the college debt disappear, we can't make all the county's past debt disappear. But we will pay it off with dedication and hard work because that's how things get done. There's so much that I want to say, and I have one more meeting left, so I'm going to save my most important comments, and those are the comments about my colleagues that I've had the honor of working with over the last few years. So I will finish my comments at our next and last meeting, my last meeting. So thank you guys for giving me the time to talk about those things. That's all, Sylvia.
Thank you very much, Josh. Freeholder Herb Yardley, please.
Thank you, Sylvia. My heart goes out to Jason Francisco's family. A tragedy, and there's not much you can say other than hopefully God bless him and his family, and my heart goes out to them. I just wanted a couple things. Veterans Clothing Closet in Franklin. Just to remind everyone, if you have any veterans, or come across someone that needs help, they provide household items, clothing, hygiene products for all our veterans, as well as other services through Catholic Charities for temporary housing and oil assistance, and also through our own senior services. As the weather gets cold, there's more and more need for these services. Also, to remind everyone about the food bank, they are working very hard and really could use food products or financial products money by which they can go out and purchase items. So hopefully everyone can see it in their heart to assist with that. That would be a great thing. The other thing I'd like to comment on shortly, I have a short report, is Laco Pack on commission. They have a report of projects to minimize the algae blooms, and I think this is a great opportunity for the county and all of the lakes in the county to actually watch and potentially learn some new technologies that will be happening in the county. Everything from phosphate reducing technologies to rain gardens, which will help reduce the nitrates. That's all I have, Sylvia. Thank you.
Thank you very much. Deputy Director Dawn Fantasia, please.
Thank you, Sylvia. In speaking to the tragic loss of Jason Franco, not only was he a police officer, he was a firefighter. He's a true gentleman who exemplified public service here in the county, and he was loved by so many. Our prayers go to him and to his family. I'm going to start my report out this evening with our COVID-19 update. As of today, 66,415 of our 140,000 residents have received and reported a test for COVID-19. So that means more than 47% of our county residents have been tested. Of those tests, 3,618 tests have been reported as positive. So we have a current positivity rate of 5.45%. Now, of those cases to date, 2,481 have been classified as recovered for a recovery rate of 68.6%. Now, when we say recovered, that is, of course, left up to interpretation. Recovered means that the individual is not currently hospitalized with COVID, nor have they passed from COVID. The recovery rate we anticipate is much higher than 68.6%. The data update of recovered cases is not up to date due to the overwhelming number of new COVID case investigations that are ongoing. So currently, we actually have 937 cases that are under investigation, or 25% of our cases, almost 26% of our cases are still under investigation. To date, there have been 200 deaths. That's a death rate of 5.5%. There was one death on October 30th, 2020. And there were 2 deaths reported in November. The nursing home COVID stats are as follows. Of those 200 deaths, 115 fatalities, or 57.5%, originated in long-term care facilities and nursing homes. And 556 of our positive cases, or 15.4%, did also originate from long-term care facilities or nursing homes. Many people are asking about hospitalizations, and hospitalizations are updated each Friday in the county's report. But just to give you a little background, in October, the county had 14 hospitalizations reported. In November, we had 19 reported hospitalizations, and this is, of course, according to the CDRS report that comes to us from the state. And so far in the month of December, we have 7 reported hospitalizations. Now, those 7 are all reportedly to be at Newton Medical Center. Now, to explain the rise in COVID cases, it is now considered to be a community-wide outbreak. During our first wave of the pandemic in the spring, the majority of cases were individuals with underlying health conditions, older adults, and then those exposed in long-term care facilities that were ill-prepared to provide adequate spacing and care. And we are aware of the orders that came from the State Department of Health that ordered COVID positive or COVID unknown patients into those facilities, leading to those tragic numbers. What we're seeing in the second wave is young people seem to be spreading, with about 70% of them being asymptomatic and often originating at congregate events linked to schools, but not necessarily spreading inside a school building. More ancillary activities or social activities, sports or activities-based spread seems to be happening. And now we see an increase in the second wave, many cases among individuals aged 19 to 49 who happen to be household members of the originators. So that's what we're seeing more and more. Given the increased risk of spreading the virus for residents who travel outside the state and for visitors coming into the state is suggesting limiting non-essential travel, so that's advised. And, of course, anyone traveling outside or visiting within the state from the immediate region, so New York, Connecticut, Pennsylvania, and Delaware, is asked to quarantine for 14 days. The county releases a weekly report where we share more specifics each week. Now, the county issues a report daily. Then there's the weekly report that does have our breakdowns from the epidemiologist. And then I also speak to our administrator, Greg Poff, each week, and sometimes to Carol Novert as well, sometimes to our epidemiologist as well, and gather just some additional information. And I try to put it together with any updated testing information as well, and I share it on a multitude of our county community web pages. So we do try to get the information out as quickly and as accurately as possible. We also release the weekly COVID transmission report that ranks the state whether we are green, yellow, orange, or red. The state of New Jersey is currently listed as orange. That report is released each Thursday by the state of New Jersey, but it is 1 week behind. So we may be seeing a larger outbreak, but we will not know because it is always 1 week prior. It's those numbers that are run for the transmission rate. So as far as testing, as Freeholder Fasano stated, LabCorp and Pixel has partnered with the county for free COVID testing. There was some questions that were posted about, whether it's free and why on the website you can enter a credit card information. My advice is do not enter any credit card information. It is unnecessary. If you are a resident of Sussex County, if you have insurance, please enter your insurance information and your insurance will cover it. If your insurance will not cover it, you do not have to pay. Enter, please select that you do not have insurance if your insurance does not cover the test, and the cost of the test will be covered and it will be free to you. I had experience with the site. I actually assisted a family member who was ordering a test online, and I actually just today assisted a family member in walking them through the process, and I got to see, and it was very easy to order. And speaking to some individuals who have used the service, they seem very pleased with it. One individual, he had told me that he had ordered the test in mid-afternoon. It arrived the following day. He called FedEx for a pickup for the same day. They did come and pick it up, and he had his results the following day. Now, I'm not saying that that's absolutely the norm. I understand that they do say that it can be 24 to 48 hours for your test results, but apparently you log in, you create a username and password, and they will post your results as soon as they are ready. So the system itself was seamless from my own experience in ordering it for my family member. So I will keep you posted on how that whole situation, develops with the timeline. I also would like to share with you a report I received from Dr. Connolly at Sussex County College. As far as academics, the development of an electrical lineman program is continuing in a partnership with Wallkill Valley, and fall of 2021 is currently targeted for that implementation. Dr. Connolly was recently interviewed for a radio broadcast about that specific project. Discussions also continue with St. John's University and Ramapo University to explore opportunities for the students to access advanced studies. Curricular and space planning collaborations with Sussex Technical School also began in November, and they're continuing on a monthly basis. And that's been a goal of the Freeholder Board to definitely engender a collaboration between those two institutions. So it's wonderful to see that happening. As far as facilities and security, the college is equipping the athletics gym and the exercise science lab with UVC lighting to better disinfect the air and surfaces in those areas. And the current goal is to have 50% of all classes meeting face-to-face in some fashion by fall of 2021 with help of this relatively affordable UVC disinfection system. The R building retrofit for the optics program has begun. It's on schedule, and it should be completed before the start of the spring semester. And the new academic center is being equipped with security cameras and keycard access similar to the systems that are already being implemented on the remainder of the campus. Now, enrollment is very, very positive. Winter registration continues to be strong. It's currently at 20% greater than last year. Spring registration is in the too early phase at this point, but it is showing encouraging signs at the moment. So there is that shortened winter semester that does show an uptick in enrollment. As far as athletics, we know in the current environment it can be quite a challenge, but discussions are ongoing as to what the winter and spring seasons could look like for athletes and the protocols that will follow. What other community colleges are doing around the state are definitely being weighed into the decision-making process here. Now, speaking about the football team, In collaboration with facilities, they're continuing to renovate the pool house for locker room space. The team themselves painted the building, and they're making modifications to the interior. By way of finance and IT, there's a program, Classroom Technology, called Crestron, and it's been installed in the new academic center, and training for the faculty and staff is beginning. The fiscal year 20 audit report was presented to board committees, and the final report will be submitted for approval once the state has finalized pension numbers. The college also has been approved for COVID-related federal funds, which was good news. Now, the Campus Life Office and the Veterans Affairs Office each hosted great events outdoors in compliance with COVID restrictions. There was a trunk or treat that had local children attend, and the Veterans Fish and Chips annual fundraiser was reimagined as an outdoor event. And both events coupled their activities with outdoor movies, and the weather cooperated in November, so they definitely had good attendance at those events. This is interesting. Thor Labs has requested that the SCCC student-run food truck come to them a few more times each week in order to provide lunch to the employees. So it's nice to see the businesses working along with the college. Now, by way of the foundation, there's an annual event, their signature event called Funding Their Future. And each year the Freeholder Board goes, and it's definitely an absolutely packed event that raises money for scholarships for students. But this year it was held virtually on November 12th. The event featured the scholarship recipients, and it highlighted some of the new academic programs. The event actually grossed over $60,000. And if you're interested, the event is still available on the college website if you would like to take a look or donate to the foundation. Now, sticking with the education mode, I would like to make an announcement to celebrate one of our local athletes. Being my liaison towns are the Wallkill Valley Sending Districts. I would like to announce the Scholar Athlete. Scholar Athletes are nominated by school principals and athletic directors of 12 local school districts based on hard work, altruism, ambition in both the classroom and on the field. So Pass It Along. It's a program that originated with the United Way of Northern New Jersey. And the whole point is to bring local communities together to celebrate academic, athletic, and community service achievements of local high school students. So I would like to recognize Emily McCallum from Wallkill Valley Regional High School. It's important that we celebrate our student athletes now more than ever. It can be very disheartening, to be a high school student right now. You might feel like you're missing out on what traditionally would be your experience. So I think it's really wonderful that, that we're continuing these traditions. Thank you to Pass It Along, and congratulations again to Emily McCallum from Wallkill Valley Regional High. And I have one more announcement. I received something today about individual artist recovery grants. They're awarded to practicing New Jersey professional artists to assist with financial recovery from the COVID-19 crisis. Now, we know that many industries have been severely impacted due to COVID and restrictions in performance, especially. The performance industry has been absolutely decimated. So these grant awards are based solely upon demonstrated financial need, and awardees will be randomly selected from all eligible applications received. Artists may use these IAR grant awards for basic living expenses like housing, groceries, or to pursue work in their artistic discipline, to purchase supplies or study in a workshop, to help rent studio space. These artist recovery funds cannot be used for travel outside of the country, anything along those lines. So the individual artist recovery grants are for $5,000. It's going to be very, very competitive, and the deadline to apply is December 15th at 4 p.m. I'm going to ask that this be put on our website, and I'm going to share myself this as well. So I think we need to get this out and promote this quite a bit, because again, the performance industry, much like the restaurant business, has been absolutely decimated by the pandemic and different restrictions placed on those industries. So thank you. That's my report for tonight.
Thank you very much. Before I begin, I would just like to mention that I'm going to speak in about a few programs. I'm going to give out contact numbers and websites You can always listen to the audio of this meeting if you would like to retrieve any of these contact numbers, or you can just call the Sussex County Health Department for information at 973-579-0559. Thank you. I'd like to begin with the Sussex County Skydance Ride. The Sussex County Skydance Ride will resume the Saturday Public Connect service on December 12, 2020 and December 19th. For more information, you can call Skydance Ride at 973-579-0480 or visit sussex.nj.us. Skydance Ride is now offering lift services to eligible residents. And for more information on the lift services, you can call Skydance Ride at 973-579-0480. For mental health support, we have the mental health support line. It's free, confidential, and anonymous mental health support for those with anxiety or worry. And it's available at 1-866-202-HELP from 8 a.m. to 8 p.m., or you can text NJ HOPE. A video phone option is available for deaf and hard of hearing individuals by calling 973-870-0677. We also have 3 COVID-19 call centers. The first one is 973-579-9488. That is the Sussex County Division of Health COVID-19 hotline, Monday through Friday from 9 a.m. to 4 p.m. For health-related and clinical issues, such as when to seek medical attention and proper steps to take if exposed, you can call 1-800-962-1253, or you could go to the website. For testing sites, case counts by county, and other resources, and that website is https://covid19.nj.gov/website. Next, the COVID-19 Activity Level Index document, which is called the CALI, C-A-L-I, is updated weekly and posted at https://nj.gov/health/cd/statistics and /COVID. There is a large amount of information available on any of these websites. For senior services, we have in-person senior services caregiver support group, and that will be held in Apacon at the Community Resource and Wellness Center at 47 Patchon Road, Apacon. The date is Tuesday, December 15th from 5:30 p.m. to 6:30 p.m. And for more information or to register to attend these meetings, please call the Division of Senior Services at 973-579-0555, extension 1288. Okay, thank you very much, and that concludes our comments for this evening. We're now on number 10, which is the approval of the consent agenda. I believe that our bond attorney is on. John Cantalupo, are you on?
Yes, I am, Freeholder Director. Thank you so much.
Okay, we're going to need you at 15B, and right now we're on 10, okay?
Oh, that's great. Yep, I'll be here.
Okay, thank you so much.
No
The
problem.
Board of Chosen, thank you. The Board of Chosen Freeholders of the County of Sussex has reviewed the consent agenda consisting of various proposed resolutions and determined that adoption of the said resolutions is in and will further the public interest. If any freeholder would like to remove an item to be considered separately, please do so now. Is there any freeholder that would like to remove anything from the consent agenda? Okay, not hearing any. Could I have a motion to move resolution A through J?
Fantasia, so moved.
Thank you. Second?
Birchburg, second.
Is there any discussion? Not hearing any. Terry, could I have a roll call vote, please?
Freeholder Fantasia,
Yes.
Freeholder Fasano,
Yes.
Freeholder Hertzberg,
Yes.
Freeholder Director Patillo,
Yes.
Freeholder Yardley. Freeholder Yardley,
Okay, we don't have freeholder Yardley.
You have Freeholder Yardley with the.
You there?
I
Okay.
turn off
Thanks.
the voice. I'm here. I'm listening.
That's okay. Okay, we're on number 11 for approval of minutes. Herb, you're going to have to abstain for the regular
Okay.
meeting November 24th, 2020, and the executive session meetings November 24th, 2020. Could I please have a motion to approve the minutes from the regular meeting and the executive session?
Fantasia, so moved.
Thank you. Second, please.
Second, Hertzberg.
Okay, is there any discussion?
I
All in
just wanted
favor?
to comment.
Okay.
I just wanted to comment on the minutes from the regular meeting. I just want to thank Terry for the meeting minutes. I thought that they were written well and concisely, and it was a long meeting with a lot of public comment, but thank you for your work on that. That's all.
I would be remiss if I didn't share the kudos with my assistant, Susie Giavoni, who listens to the entire meeting all over again. But thank you very much for that recognition.
What a treat for her, too, but thank you so much. Appreciate it.
That's a lot of fun. Thank you. Okay, I have a motion and I have a second. No discussion. A voice vote, please. All in favor, please signify by saying aye.
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 And Herb, you'll abstain?
I abstain, yes.
Okay, thank you. Number 12, we do not have any appointments or resignations. Number 13, we don't have any resolutions. So we're on number 14, which is the awards of contract, change orders, and bids. The Board of Chosen Freeholders of the County of Sussex has reviewed the award of contract, change orders, bids consisting of various proposed resolutions and determined that adoption of the said resolutions is in and will further the public interest. Could I please have a motion to approve contracts A through G?
Fantasia, so moved.
Second, please.
Second, Hertzberg.
Any discussion? Not hearing any. Cherry, can I have a roll call vote, please?
Freeholder Fantasia,
Yes.
Freeholder Fasano,
Yes.
Freeholder Hertzberg,
Yes.
Freeholder Director Patillo,
Yes.
Freeholder Yardley.
Yes.
Okay. We're on number 15, but we have two parts to 15. The first part is 15A, which is the payment of bills, and then 15B is the introduction of our ordinance. So could I please have a motion to approve the bill list for December 9th, 2020?
Fantasia, so moved.
A second, please.
Second, Hertzberg.
Any discussion? Not hearing any. Cherry, could you please call the vote?
Freeholder Fantasia,
Yes.
Freeholder Fasano,
Yes.
Freeholder Hertzberg,
Yes.
Freeholder Director Patillo,
Yes.
Freeholder Yardley.
Yes.
Okay, tonight we have our bond attorney, John Canalupo, with us, and we have an ordinance for first reading. John, I'll read the ordinance and then I'll ask you to speak on it for the public. Is that okay?
Yes, Director. Sorry, just clicking off of mute. Yep.
Okay, thank you. The introduction for first reading, ordinance 20-07. Guarantee ordinance amending a guarantee ordinance heretofore finally adopted by the County of Sussex, State of New Jersey on August 17, 2011, to provide for the issuance of refunding bonds and the security associated therewith in order to achieve debt service savings and taxpayer relief on Morris County Improvement Authority, County of Sussex Guaranteed Renewable Energy Program, Lease Revenue Bonds, County of Sussex Program. Okay, John, would you mind just explaining that for us?
Yeah, sure. So this was the original solar program that I know you all are aware of. And what it is that those bonds were originally financed. And as you know, we are in a historically low interest rate environment. So an opportunity has come forth, just like if you were to refinance your home at a much lower interest rate to reduce your payments, the same thing is associated with bonds that are issued. So an opportunity came along, and you all had passed a resolution on October 15th authorizing and directing the Morris County Improvement Authority, which is the issuer of the bonds because Sussex County doesn't have its own improvement authority, to do the refunding. Once you guys authorized that back in October. That caused the working groups of the Improvement Authority and the county to start looking at the underlying documents and what needed to be done in order to refinance this debt. And I'll go through the numbers here in a moment. But one of the things that, as we reviewed the original ordinance that was adopted, it did not include cleanly a refinancing mechanism. So we just needed to amend the ordinance to allow the bonds to be refinanced. So you're not increasing your debt, you're going to be lowering your debt. So let me go into the explanation of what kind of opportunity this is for you guys here in the county. So we had prepared some communications with you all. In New Jersey, in order to do a refinancing, you have to have 3% savings of your prior debt service savings. In this instance, what's currently on the table based on market from not this past Monday, but the Monday before when that was last looked at, the savings are over 10%. And that's a net present value savings of $1.15 million. That goes directly to the county and to the taxpayers under that program. And because the county has been paying a shortfall, and likewise on a whole, the actual savings that you guys will receive in dollar amount is $2,309,000. So it's a fairly significant opportunity for you guys to help provide taxpayer relief and some debt service savings here in the county. And it's an amendment to the ordinance to allow the refinancing to go forward. I'm happy to answer any questions. I hope that was helpful.
Yeah, it was very helpful. Is there any freeholders that would like to ask any questions?
I don't have any questions. I just want to say thank you. I know we've been receiving communication from your office and different memos, and they were written clearly and easy to understand, and you're explaining it in plain language is very helpful. As you know, this current freeholder board came in and inherited some of these decisions and some of this debt, and all of our residents have had to carry this burden. So the fact that we are able to save, over $2 million by amending this is definitely excellent news for us as a board and for us as a county. So I just want to thank you for sharing, such clear communication each step of the way with the board.
Thank you so much.
Anyone else? Okay. As Dawn just mentioned, John, it's a great opportunity for us, and I want to thank you for all your help. You always do give very clear communication. It's easy to understand. Would you mind just staying on the line another few minutes in case there's a question by someone at our second public comment period?
Of course, absolutely.
Okay, thanks. It'll just take a few minutes. At this time, I'd like a motion to adopt this ordinance on first reading and authorize the clerk to advertise this ordinance as introduced for first reading, and also post same on the bulletin board in the lobby of the County Administrative Center, together with a notice of public hearing stating that a hearing will be held on December 22nd, 2020 at 9 a.m. prior to the final adoption of this ordinance for the public to make any comments on this particular ordinance. Could I have that motion, please?
Fantasia, so moved.
Thank you. A second?
Hertzberg, second.
Is there any discussion? Not hearing any. A roll call, please, Terry.
Freeholder Fantasia?
Yes.
Freeholder Fasano?
Yes.
Freeholder Hertzberg?
Yes.
Freeholder Director Patillo?
Yes.
Freeholder Yardley?
Yes.
Okay, we don't have any personnel this evening, so next is our administrative report.
Thank you, Director. I'll keep my report brief. Just as the freeholders have mentioned, we continue to deal with a variety of things through the Sheriff's Office of Emergency Management and the Division of Health's Emergency Preparedness Team as it concerns COVID-19. Both with continuing to implement the testing opportunities throughout the county, as well as now moving into vaccination planning. We continue to work collaboratively with the State Department of Health, and I fully expect to be able to brief the board more as additional information becomes available in terms of our point of dispensing plans. And as a matter of fact, we do have a conference call with the State Department of Health just tomorrow afternoon to continue in those discussions. That concludes my report for this evening.
Thank you very much. Do any of the freeholders have any unfinished business they want to bring out this evening?
It's not necessarily unfinished business, but I did want to mention, as Greg just shared, not only do we have the at-home testing that will most likely give you the quickest turnaround time in the county for testing, as testing supplies have become scarce here and there depending upon the demand, but there is an interactive map on the county website that you can visit and click, and it will take you directly to multiple sites in the county. There are at least 4 towns in the county that are offering testing at their location, physical location, and also veterans also may be tested in Newton as well at the VA clinic. So I just wanted to point out that if you are not comfortable with the at-home nasal swab testing, please visit the county website and please look at the interactive map that's updated real time for locations to test.
Thank you. Is there any new business that anyone would like to bring to our attention?
Sylvia, it's Josh. I just wanted to thank you in helping coordinate those meals for the residents of Opakong that needed them with the Mohawk House. I appreciate you stepping in and helping coordinate that.
Yeah, I would just like to mention that. It was that the Mohawk House, Josh had called me and said they had 60 meals ready for delivery to seniors, and would Opakong be willing to use them? And thank God, we couldn't even send anyone out to pick them up, and they personally delivered them to the center for the seniors. And I just want to thank them so much for doing that. It was a wonderful service that they give to our community, and I know that they've done it for many other towns through this whole COVID situation. They're extremely generous with us, so that was really greatly appreciated.
I can add to that I was actually contacted tonight, and I did not respond as I am in the meeting, by the Mohawk House about meals for Franklin. So I'll follow up with you about that.
And they're delicious too. They really appreciated it. It was a wonderful gesture. Okay, then we're on number 21. This is the last public session from the floor. The public session is for general questions or comments. Before we open this session, we ask callers wanting to make a comment to first state your name and municipality. The clerk will create a roster and call each in the order received. And again, comments are limited to 3 minutes or less. Could I please have a motion to open the floor to the public?
Fantasia, so moved.
Second, please.
Second, Hertzberg.
All in favor, please signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Thank you. The floor is open to the public. If anyone would like to speak on any issue, please give us your name and your municipality. Just say it out loud. Okay, I don't hear any comments. I don't hear anyone. So can I have a motion to close the floor for public comment and return to regular business?
Fantasia, so moved.
A second?
Second, Hertzberg.
All in favor, please signify by saying aye.
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 Okay, John Kenneloop, I want to thank you once again for calling, always being available, and doing such a wonderful job for us. We greatly appreciate it.
Thank you, Freeholder Director, and thank you for all Freeholders and everybody, administrative staff. We appreciate doing the work for Sussex County. We proudly work for you guys. You guys are do a great job, and we're happy to be there. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much.
Thanks, John.
Thank you.
All right.
And
Take care,
I know
guys.
you're still. I want to thank Elka too, our CFO, that does such a tremendous job for us. I don't know what we'd do without her. Elka, thank you so much.
Thank you.
Okay, a
Take care,
reminder.
guys. Have a great night.
You too.
Bye-bye.
Thank you, John.
Thank
Bye.
you.
Please check the county's website at www.sussex.nj.us for meeting schedules. Cherry, would you please read the executive session?
Whereas the subject matters about to be discussed may be excluded from the public portion of the meeting by resolution of the Board of Chosen Freeholders as an exemption to the Open Public Meetings Act pursuant to NJSA 10:4 4-12B, and whereas it appears necessary for the Board of Chosen Freeholders to discuss such matters in an executive session, now therefore be it resolved that the Board of Chosen Freeholders of the County of Sussex, in accordance with the provisions of NJSA 10:4-12B and NJSA 10:4-13, that the Board at this time enter into an executive session from which the public shall be excluded, and be it further resolved that the general nature of the subjects to be discussed relate to the following items authorized by NJSA 10:4-12B as designated. Number 7, matters relating to litigation, negotiations, and the attorney-client privilege. The topic is various appointments. Be it further resolved that the deliberations conducted in closed session may be disclosed to the public upon the determination of the Sussex County Board of Chosen Freeholders, or provided by law that the public interest will no longer be served by such confidentiality. And be it further resolved that upon completion of the business which the board has entered into the executive session, the board shall, will you be adjourning from executive session?
No.
You'll be resuming an open session?
No, we won't be returning to open session. We'll end in an executive session.
Okay, that the board shall not reconvene in open session, and therefore the board expects not to take formal action, and therefore will adjourn the meeting from executive session. Just need a motion.
Okay, can I have a motion to adopt the executive session resolution and enter into executive session?
Fantasia, so
Yardley.
moved.
Okay,
Yardley,
do you want to have a second?
Yardley?
Yardley, Herb. Okay, all in favor, please signify by saying aye.
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 Thank
Aye.
you. I'd like to thank everyone that was on our conference call this evening, and I just want to wish you the best. Be careful if you're out driving in the snow, and enjoy the cold weather because winter has finally arrived. So thank you again. Everyone have a good evening. Take care. Bye.